Shavua Tov. It's such a pleasure to be here tonight, to be with you out in LA. I'm technically here in very cold New York City, but I feel the warmth of being virtually with you out in Los Angeles. It's just such a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much to Temple Beth Am and to Temple Emmanuel Beverly Hills for having me to this beautiful, beautiful collaborative program. I hope everyone had a beautiful Shabbat Shira, that you sang and that it was sweet and that it was restful and that it was healthy and that it was safe. And now let's take a moment and breathe and sing and be together as we carve out some time to say goodbye to Shabbat and get ready for the week ahead. So I'm going to invite Rabbi Cantor Hilary Shorney and Cantor Lizzie Weiss to join me for Havdalah. Oh, hello. It's so nice to have you here.
So nice to have you here.
Wow. I wish we were all together, but this, I feel close to you anyway. Beautiful. So we're going to start Havdalah with that nigun I was just sharing. It's called the Ramzor Nigun. And that nigun will be a meditation for us throughout this evening. So we'll have a few more chances to sing it, but I hope you'll join me from home as we begin with that nigun once more. Ay, 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 ram, di da di da, ay, 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 ram, di da di da, ay, ay, oh, ay, 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 ram, di da di da, ay, ay, oh, ay, amo, ay, 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 ram, di da di da. Ay, 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 הנה ישועת יפתח ולא אפחד, כי עוזי וזמרתי אדוני ויהי לי לישועה. הושבת מים וששון ממעייני הישועה, לאדוני הישועה למחבר חטאיך סלה. אדוני צבאות עמנו משגב לנו ולקוף סלה. אדוני צבאות אשר ידם בוטח בך. אדוני הושיע המלך יעננו ביום קוראנו. ליהודים הייתה אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר, כן תהיה לנו כוס ישועות אסף שם אדוני אקרא. ay ay bam 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 ay ay da 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 bam bam ay ay bam bam ay da 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 bam ay Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen borei peri hagafen ay ay ba 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 ay ay da 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 ba 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 ay ay ba 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 ay da 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei v'samim borei minei v'samim ay ay ba 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 dai ya da 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 dai ba 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 ay ayam da 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 ay 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 avo Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei meorei ha'esh borei meorei ha'esh ayam da 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam המבדיל בין קודש לחום בין אור לחושך ישראל לעמים בין יום השביעי לששת ימי המעשה ברוך אתה אדוני המבדיל בין קודש לחול אליהו הנביא אליהו התשבי אליהו הגלעדי במהרה בימינו יבוא אלינו עם משיח בן דוד עם משיח בן דוד מרים הנביאה עוז וזמרת וידעה מרים תרקוד איתנו לתקן את העולם מרים תרקוד איתנו לתקן את העולם ay, 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 di da di da, ay, 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 oh, oh, ay, di da di da, ay, ay, oh, ay, ay, oh, ay, ay, oh, di dum, di da di da, ay, ay, oh, ay, ay, oh, di dum, di da di da, yum, bum, oh, ay, ay, oh. Shavua tov.
Shavua Tov. Let's see if we can get Hillary's voice. Do we got her? Almost.
Shavua Tov. Can you hear me?
We can.
Good.
Shavua Tov, everyone. I really cannot say enough how much of an honor it is to have Deborah here with us today, especially on this Shabbat Shira weekend. People have already said what a way to end Shabbat Shira, and we are just very honored to have you here, Deborah. I'm blessed, thankful for this technology. So first of all, everyone, welcome to Sacred Sounds Unbound. This is a project between Temple Beth Am and Temple Emmanuel of Beverly Hills. I think Hillary might be frozen, so bear with us. But welcome. Sacred Sounds Unbound is about musical innovation across denominations. Temple Emmanuel is Reformed. Temple Beth Am, our neighbors, just about a 4-minute drive. Conservative, and we really are working on bringing musicians like Deborah into all of our communities because you really are breaking the bounds. So first of all, thank you. Just blessed. Hillary is going to give a little details about who Deborah is.
So we're really grateful to have you here with us, Deborah. And it does feel like you're here, even though you're in New York right now. And I know that you're a sacred sound maker for a lot of communities during your time where you're learning still at JTS and as a Wexner Fellow. But you're already serving as a sacred music maker by putting out records with Hadar's Rising Song Institute, by serving as a faculty member with them, as a rabbinic fellow with B'nai Jeshurun, at camps across this country. I'm sure back at your time at University of Michigan, you were already making a splash in that way. I know people whose lives you've touched already in so many ways, even before you began this stage and this virtual tour that was so unexpected, but so welcome. And you are so welcome by us. We are so grateful that this technology and this accident of a year makes it possible for you to be with us this way. So we wish we could be together and harmonizing, but we welcome the soulful innovation that you bring to the spirit of composition, to harmony, which we know we're not exactly sharing with you tonight, but I've had the pleasure of sharing with you back in our time in Boston, which seems like ages ago, but was just a year and change ago. And we send love and know that we are singing from behind our mute buttons towards you and with you.
Beautiful. Wow. Thank you both so much.
Thank you. I can't tell if we lost Hillary.
I'm still here.
Oh, you're still there. Okay. We have the voice behind the face.
I'm still here.
Well, we will be back to tell you a little bit more, to answer questions. Feel free to, we're seeing the chat where we are, so if you want to send any messages, please do. And Deborah, with that, I think we are going to hand over this platform to you.
Beautiful. Thank you both so much. Such a beautiful introduction, and so nice to make Havdalah with the two of you. And with everyone out there who's watching, I encourage you to share, whether you're watching on Facebook Live or on YouTube, to go ahead and share with the chat where you're singing from, who you're singing with. It's so lovely to have you here. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started tonight with back to where we started last night. in Kabbalat Shabbat with a melody for Lecha Dodi. After all, this is a Malava Malka, and a Malava Malka is a type of Saturday night evening of singing where we try to extend the sweetness and the joy and the beauty of Shabbat a little bit longer. So we'll begin with the Awakening Nibun, a melody for Lecha Dodi. Yadaladai, 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 yadaladai. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. Try that with me from home. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. One more time for good measure. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד כי שמענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם על תפארת ולתחילה. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי מכל הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה ומצאים מתוך ההפכה לאב השמש בעמק הבכה והוא יחמול עלי חמלה. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי התעוררי כי בא אומרך מאורי אורי אורי שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. ידדם בבי ידדם דדם דדם ידדי ידדם דדי אבם בבי דדם דדם דדי היי 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 ידידי לא תבושי ולא תקלמי מה תשתוכחי ומה תהמי בך יחסו עניי עמי ונבנתה ירלתי לה. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תריצי הידיש בן ברצי ונשמחה להגילה. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. נקבלה לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה ידידן לידן ידידן ליה לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה. בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Thank you so much. Take a moment to breathe out whatever you're bringing with you tonight. Just breathe it out. Oh, it's so nice to see in the chat everyone who's here. Keep them coming. It's so nice to feel like we're connected in community, even from afar. We're going to slow it down a little bit for this next song. The song is 2 verses from Psalm 118. Min hametzar karatiya anani v'merchavya. From a narrow place I cried out, and God responded from a place of expanse. And when I hear expanse, I hear hope. When I think Meitzar, I think that dark place where maybe we can't really believe that the merchav, that the expanse is even possible. And in these times, when I feel like I'm in the Meitzar, when I feel like I'm in the narrow place, I often wonder if crying out is even enough, if crying out is even enough to get an answer from the merchav. And I think maybe crying out isn't quite enough, and that's one reason we sing. We just read this Pashavat in the Torah, Shabbat Shirah, of this moment of song while crossing the Red Sea from the Meitzar, literally Meitzar of Mitzrayim, of Egypt, to the merchav of what will first be the Midbar, the wilderness, and soon be Israel and redemption. But the singing, what happened in this moment when everything was unknown. So my hope for us as we sing this song, Min HaMeitzar, is that we can know that maybe we're not yet out of Mitzrayim, and we're not yet in wherever that promised land may be, but singing might be the step that gets us there. Min HaMeitzar. Min HaMeitzar karatiya anani v'merchavya. Min HaMeitzar karatiya anani v'merchavya. Min HaMeitzar karatiya anani v'merchavya. Min karatia anani vamechavya Adonai lilo ira Mayase Yaseli Adama Adonai lilo ira Oh Mayaseli Adam Adonai lilo ira Mayase Yaseli Adam Adonai lilo ira Oh Mayaseli Adam Oh min Amitzel Karatia Anani Vamerchavia Amitzel Karatia Anani Vamerchavia Binamevi Amitzel Karatia Anani Vamerchavia Amitzel Karatia Anani Vamerchavia Oh Adonai lilo ira Mayase Yaseli Adam Adonai lilo ira Oh Mayaseli Adam Oh Iridom bambo Oh heaven Thank you so much. I hope you're singing along at home. Um, as Rabbi Hillary said at the beginning, this was a really unexpected year for everyone. And I, at this time last year, I'm thinking back to 1 year ago. I just finished recording my first full-length album of Jewish music, which the title track of that album is actually for that song, Amin HaMeitzar. The album is called The Narrow and the Expanse. I've always been just deeply drawn to that fundamental part of the Jewish story and the human story of vacillating between the narrow place and the expansive place, between being oppressed and in power, between being downtrodden and celebrating, between rejoicing and crying. And I was so honored to make this record a year ago, and I was particularly honored because Temple Beth Am sponsored a track on that record, which I'm going to play in just a moment. And with Temple Beth Am and also with Temple Emmanuel Beverly Hills, together with this beautiful collaborative vision for music making across denominations, across boundaries, and now literally across the country, which is amazing. It's just such an honor to to know that there are so many amazing communities that are deeply invested in and supporting and cultivating Jewish communal music and music making. So thank you so much for having me. This next song I'm going to play is, like I just said, the track that I'm just so honored that Temple Beth Am sponsored on my record. And I'd like to share a brief story about this song. So the song is called Nigun Nadav. Nadav is my now 5-year-old son. And back when Nadav was just around 3 years old, we were living in Jerusalem for some months as opportunity for me to learn through my rabbinical program. We were living in Jerusalem. And Nadav went to this little Israeli gan, this little preschool, and he would come home singing songs that he learned every day in that gan. And sometimes I would know them, sometimes I wouldn't, and often I would talk to the ganenet, to the preschool teacher, about what he had sung. And one day he comes home and he's singing this little hook. He's going, ay, 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 ay. If you're at home listening, can you try that with me? Ay, 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 ay. One more time with me, please. Ay, 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 ay. Fantastic. So he was singing this, and I said, Nadav, what is that? And he said, it's this. Ay, 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 ay. So, I tried to figure out what it was. I asked some Israeli friends. I asked the ganenet. No one knew what it was. So I thought, oh my gosh, Nadav wrote a nigun. Ay, 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 ay. Amazing. He wrote a nigun. So I wrote a few more notes, of course. I had to collaborate with my son. And then a few months later, I was sitting right here in my living room with my friend and colleague, Rabbi Josh Roshavsky, and he helped me formulate another section of the nigun. And poof, Nigun Nadav was born, which I'm going to play in just a moment. But while I'm mentioning Rabbi Josh Roshavsky, I just want to take a second and give a quick shout out to the entire vocal team on my record, all of whom have been Sacred Sounds Unbound artists in the past. Rabbi Josh Roshavsky, Chava Morel, Alana Arian, Rabbi Yosef Goldman, and Joey Weisenberg. They've all been guests here on this amazing collaborative program, and they were the vocal team for my record. So it's nice to know that we have community coming together for so many different artistic ventures and ways of sharing Torah and Ruach through song. All right, so we're going to sing Nigun Nadav. Let's review that opening section one more time. Ay, 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 ay. Wonderful. We'll come back to that. Ay, 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 dum, ba, dum, da, da, da. Ay, 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 dum, ba, dum, da, da, da. Ay, ya, da, la, oh, ay, ya, da, la, la, da, da. Ay, ha, ba, ba, oh, ay, ya, da, la, lo. Ay, ya, da, la, oh, ay, ya, da, la, la, da, no. Ay, ya, da, la, oh, dum, ba, dum, da, da, do. Dum, ba, dum, da, da, do. Let's try that on the nigun one more time. Ay, Allah, ay, ay, dum, ba, dum, da, da, da. Ay, Allah, ay, 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 dum, ba, da, da. Oh, ay, Allah, oh, ay, Allah, la, da, do. Allah, oh, ay, Allah, ay, Allah. לעולם חסון. רידום בלבלבלבו, איי איי איי, איי איי איי, אדוני כי טוב כי לעולם חסון. הודו לאדוני כי טוב כי לעולם חסון. רידום בבבבבו, איי איי איי, הודו לאדוני כי טוב כי לעולם חסון. כי לעולם חסון. רידום בלבלבלבו, הירם במבו חסון. Thank you so much to Nadav Talmintz, who is hopefully fast asleep behind this door, for helping me out with that song. So we're going to take a moment. I'm going to put down my guitar just to bring our breath back down, bring our energy back down a little bit, reset. I'm going to ask you to join me one more time on the nigun that we used in Havdalah to bring ourselves back. And while we're singing it, if you have a hope or a bracha or an intention, a kavanah for this coming week, that as we really begin this week full force with Havdalah, that you want to share with everyone in the chat, Facebook or YouTube, I encourage you to share that hope, that prayer, that bracha, that kavanah, to share that with us as we sing this nigun once more. Ay 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 ay, ridam berida dida yam ay 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 ay, ridam berida dida yam bam, oh ay 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 ay, ridam berida dida yam bam. Oh, ay, 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 ridam, rida, rida, yam, ay, 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 ridam, rida, rida, yam, ay, 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 oh, ay, ridam, rida, rida, yam, bam. Oh, ay, 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 ridam, rida, rida, yam, bam. Oh, ridam, yo, ridam, ba, 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 yam, ay, 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 oh, ay, rida, rida, ay 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 ay, ridam rida rida yam bam, oh ay ay yam bam, ridam rida rida yam bam, oh ay ay ay, ridam rida rida yam. Ay, 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 ay. Rirandiriradiraiyam baya. Ay 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 ay. Ram ririrarirayam bam. Oh ay 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 ay. Ram ririrarirayam bam. Oh ay ay. Ram oh ram baba ay. Ram baba baba. Ay da da da. Oh, Ridam babi baba bayam hayai. Ridam Ridam babi baba bayam bayam. Ridam baba baba. Ridam baba baba. Ridam barirayam baya ho. Ridam baba. Ridam baba baba. Ridam bam. Oh ay 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 ay. Ridam bam. Oh ay ay. Ridam Just gonna take a second to scroll through this chat. Beautiful. Thank you all so much for all those amazing prayers and brachot and all of your beautiful energy to this community as we go into another week. Great. We have time for a few more, if that's okay with everyone. So I'm going to share a melody for a few psukim, a few verses from the Book of Song of Songs. Beautiful biblical love poem. Some may say between two people, some may say between God and Israel. You can decide. But the chorus of this melody for this song that I wrote is Ani ledodi vedodi li. I belong to my beloved, and my beloved belongs to me. And it's a really beautiful statement of mutual connection. There's a real mutual relationship going on in that pasuk. And in this moment, when I think about feeling so far away from people, but knowing that my community is really there for me, I actually like to read this verse as I am for my community and my community is for me. So I invite you to join me in dedicating this song to your community, your Jewish community, your city, your country, the planet, your home community, your family, whoever that may be. דודי לי הרואה בשושנים. אני לדודי לי הרואה בשושנים. אחתי יונתי תמתי אחתי. אחתי יונתי תמתי אחתי. אני לדודי ודודי לי הרואה בשושנים. רירה ביי ביי ביי. ענה דודי ואמר לי קומי לך רעייתי. ענה דודי ואמר לי קומי לך רעייתי. כשושנה בין החוכים כן רעייתי. כשושנה בין החוכים כן רעייתי. אני לדודי ודודי לי הרואה בשושנים. רירה ביי ביי ביי. הינך יפה רעייתי עינייך יוני. הינך יפה רעייתי עינייך יוני. אני לדודי ודודי לי הרואה בשושנים. Thank you. Hope everyone's feeling good at home. We have a few more. I think maybe 2 or 3 more. Hope that's okay. So very early on in the pandemic, I think it was around April, around the time that the reality of the isolation was really starting to set in. I came across this poem taught by one of my teachers, this poem by Mary Oliver. And the poem goes, "Someone once gave me a box full of darkness. It took me years to learn that this too was a gift." I'm going to say that one more time to hear it again. Someone I loved once gave me a box full of darkness. It took me years to learn that this too was a gift. I was affected pretty strongly by this poem, particularly at the time that I learned it, because I felt so fearful of the darkness that was clearly descending around us, that was descending upon the entire world, actually. I was fearful, but I was also really intrigued by what could that gift be and when would we someday learn? And I've returned to that poem many times since. I've returned to that poem feeling really angry at the message and also feeling really grateful for this gift that maybe one day would reveal itself, and also really intrigued, curious, and hoping that that darkness would lend its way to a gift soon, and maybe it's our job to discover it. So I've taken that poem with me throughout these past many, many months. In fact, we're approaching a year pretty soon. And in the darkest time of the year, around Hanukkah, I wrote this nigun, and I kept coming back to the text of that poem over and over again as I wrote this nigun. So for now, the working title of this new melody is Nigun Choshech, but we'll see what happens with that name. Nigun Choshech. Thank you, Mary Oliver, for the inspiration. Rirai ambararai, ai arararai, rai rai, ai arai rai, ai arai ai, ai ai, ai 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 ai. Ay, arararai, ay, oh. Ay, arai, ay, arai, ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh, oh. Ay, 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 da, 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 ba, bo. Ay, da, 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 di, da, da, ba, oh, oh, ay, 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 ano, di, da, 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 ay, da, 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 bo, ay, da, 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 ay, da, 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 ay, ay, oh, oh, did oh, Rambayano, oh, oh, ba, 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 bum, bum, bo, ayanado, ridam, bum, bum, oh, 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 ri, ay, hi, oh. Ay, 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 oh, iridam, iridam, vayambo, iridam, ba da 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 da, oh. Rida ba 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 ba, rida ba ba ba, oh, oh. ואיזה מקום בינה, והחוכמה והעין תמצא, ואיזה מקום בינה, ואיזה מקום בינה, והחוכמה והעין תמצא, ואיזה מקום בינה, והחוכמה והעין תמצא, באיזה מקום בינה, באיזה מקום בינה. הנה רת אדוני היא חוכמה, וסור וסור והבינה. הנה רת אדוני היא חוכמה, וסור וסור והבינה. החוכמה מהעין תמצא, באיזה מקום בינה, באיזה מקום בינה. הנה רת אדוני היא חוכמה, וסור וסור והבינה. הנה רת אדוני היא חוכמה, וסור וסור והבינה. Thank you all so much. Wow, this was such a beautiful way to spend the evening. Before we finish up with one final nigun, I'm going to say one more huge thank you to Temple Beth Am, to Temple Emmanuel Beverly Hills, to Sacred Sounds Unbound, and my amazing sisters in song, Rabbi Cantor Hilary Chorney and Cantor Lizzie Weiss, for dreaming this whole thing up and having me, and to all of you for singing along. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deborah. Hopefully you can see that people have just loved everything that you've done tonight, and hopefully are entering this new week with some musical rejuvenation. That wasn't a great joke, but it's true. So just we want to thank everyone who's supporting Sacred Sounds Unbound. You can visit Sacred Sounds Unbound. This year, we didn't charge anything for our concerts, but of course, if you're willing to make a contribution so that we can continue to support artists like Deborah and help produce future Jewish music, we would be really grateful. So you can go to sacredsoundsunbound.com, and you can make a donation, or just be on the lookout for who we will have next year. This year we had Noah Aronson in the first half, and then Deborah. So we look forward to continuing this venture together, hopefully in person. And Deborah, again, thank you. Thank you. We will definitely want you to do a closing piece, but I'm going to turn it over to Hillary for a moment. And one little shout out. I just want to say thank you to our rabbinic team partners. I know Rabbi Adam Cleegfield's watching, Rabbi Jonathan Aaron's watching. Is Rabbi Rebecca Schatz watching? If she's not, I'm sure she wants to be. Just so thank you to our partners for allowing us to continue in this venture, and to our board and everybody who supports it.
Yeah, amen. I mean, we really have the most amazing communities that love to do this together, and never has it felt funnier that we're so close together, just a few blocks apart. That's how this whole conversation started, that we really share overlapping zip codes, and we're just a few blocks away from each other. And here we are sitting, hopefully in comfortable clothing in our own homes. I lit a candle in honor of you. I wore a kippah, not a headscarf, but I did light a candle in honor of DSM and her perpetual lovely backdrop. And if you want to check out more of her music, I encourage you to go to deborahsaxmintz.com and to explore more of Hadar's Rising Song Institute records. Check out all of the other music. We did a little bit of Batya Levine's music this morning in addition to yours, Deborah, because we want to encourage people to check out all of the music that's coming out this year, even and especially during the pandemic. And we want to encourage you not to be strangers to the musical programming at Temple Emmanuel of Beverly Hills and at Temple Beth Am during this time. I know that even when I'm doing my meditation and mindfulness stuff during the week at Temple Beth Am, I also sometimes go to Rabbi Jonathan Aaron's meditations at Temple Emmanuel of Beverly Hills too. So come and check one another out, and think about it Thursdays with Lizzie. So, worthwhile. So don't be strangers to us and our musical programming. Be with us and stay with us, and be with us and nourish yourself with some music during this time.
I was just going to say, because I have the opportunity to say that I'm very lucky to be a member of the Institute for Jewish Spirituality cohort, and we sing Yermin HaMeitzar a lot, and it just brings a lot of joy to my heart. So thank you. I just wanted to highlight that one piece as something that means a lot to me. Thank you.
Yes, it is a staple of our Wednesday music and mindfulness. And a few folks are on tonight saying that their heartbeats immediately slowed and they were like in the zone the minute that you opened up with that piece. So thank you for that gift to the world. And thanks for being with us tonight. We are so grateful to you, Deborah.
Thank you, Deborah. So Deborah, with that, can you take us out?
Wow, absolutely. Thank you so much for that. This has been such a treat. I feel strengthened for the week for sure. One last, we'll finish with one last nigun. We'll finish with the sunrise nigun, a simple melody. I hope it brings you chizuk, it brings you strength as you enter the sunrise of a new week. Hariram Bayai Ababai Hiranayai Hirirambaya ho. Hirirambaya. Hirirababababa. Hirirannaya. Hirirambaba. Hirirambam. Ay haba. Hiriralaya babo. Hirirambam. Ay haba. Hiriraya yo. Hirirambam. Ay haba. Hirirannaya babo. Hirirambam. Hariramambo. Hiriramam. Ayava. Hariranaya babo. Hiriramam. Ayava. Hiriraya yo. Hirirambam. Ayava. Hiriraya babo. Hirirambam ho. Hiriramam ho. Hirirambaya. Hirirababababai. Hirirannaya. Hirirambaya. Hirirambaya babababo. Hirirabababambai. Hirirannaya. Hirirabababamo. Hiriram. Ayava. Hiriraya babo. Hirirambam. Ayava. Hiriramo. Hirirambam. Ayava. Hirirannaya babababo. Hirirambam ho. Hirirabababo. Hiriranaya babo. Hirirannaya babo. Hiriram. Ayava. Hirirambam ho. Hirirababam ho. Avavabo. Hirirambam. I have a. Hiriranaya babo. Hirirambam ho. Hirirababam ho.